Hey, it's Mike from The Mike Wagner Show. Thanks for tuning in to The Mike Wagner Show on Anchor FM. If you're interested in sponsoring my show, you can send me an email to themikewagnershow@gmail.com, or you could also donate to the podcast. Just go to the Donate Listen site, and you can also donate whatever you like. Anchor is the easiest way to make a podcast. For those who are interested, Anchor can give you everything you need in one place for free, which you can use right from your phone or computer. We got creation tools, allows you to record and edit podcasts so it sounds great, and they'll distribute the podcast for you so it can be heard everywhere. Spotify, Apple, Google, many more. And you can make money from the podcast with no minimum listenership. So download the Anchor app for free or go to Anchor FM to get started.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Sonic Web Studios specializes in custom web design, app development, social networking, search engine optimization, domain registration, email marketing, online stores, and more. Since our birth, we have been designing and developing immaculate websites and providing web solutions which are a cut above the rest. As a leading web designing enterprise, we have a team of extremely talented web designers who are well-focused and have the experience of working on multiple web developing platforms such as PHP, Magento, custom WordPress, and more. Sonic Web Studios has been helping businesses of all kinds, whether big, small, established, or startup, impress their audiences with exemplary web solutions. We don't just create beautiful and functional websites. We give you a complete online solution with the main goal of enhancing your yearly revenues. We aim to give your business the online exposure and brand acknowledgement that will help you in achieving increased conversions leading to profitable sales. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention The Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
It's now time for the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube, iTunes, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and themikewagnershow.com. Mike brings you great guests and interesting people from all across the globe. So sit back, relax, and enjoy another great episode of the Mike Wagner Show.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from The Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention The Mike Wagner Show, get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the Mike Wagner Show.com. You can check our Facebook page at facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, and over 25 podcast platforms. Take The Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to The Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Also follow The Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with a wonderful gentleman who was from Manhattan, now in Miami. He's back once again talking about his new project. He's an award-winning producer, and he's also teamed up with another fellow from Miami who is definitely into Miami TV, and they're forming a partnership, and they've got a brand new streaming network dedicated showcasing the best of greater Miami area, and they're going to talk more about that. And of course, we're looking forward to what they got in beautiful sunny Miami. Live, ladies and gentlemen, from the Plush Studios in Miami, Florida, ladies and gentlemen, award-winning producer Michael Honab with producer Ronnie Eith of Definitely Miami TV. Guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us. Michael, good to have you back.
Oh, thank you. That you make us sound really good, Mike.
Yeah, man. I think I got to ask Mike for some more money on my contract now.
Well, send me money first, and I'll send it back to you. How's that? We'll talk later. All right. So first, Michael, you've been an award-winning producer, and you've also had worked for quite a few companies, did a lot of commercials, 4-time Emmy Award winner, and you're collaborating with Ronnie Eith of Definitely Miami TV. And before we get to that project, Michael, just quickly tell us how you got started once again, just a little bit of a recap.
All right. Well, I started in architecture. I studied at Parsons in Paris. and then I finished up architecture in New York. While I was in architecture, I was doing real estate presentations using 3D Max, and that gave me the ability to see sets and put people on the set and create pictures and moving pictures, and then I took it from there and started learning how to edit. My first major job was with MTV at architecture school. From there, I worked for Plum TV, and then they brought me from New York to Miami, where we ran a lifestyle channel. I was able to win 4 Emmys doing documentaries there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I worked with a number of other companies like Ford, Holt Living, CBS, and the Beach Channel. When I was at the Beach Channel, I met Ronnie Eith, who had a show that he was producing. And we got together. We both had a goal, more of his goal, to do a streaming channel, but it worked with what I was already doing as far as lifestyle channel, and it's like working beautifully. So we're set to launch something very soon, and I'll let Ronnie talk about how he went from finance to hosting to the owner of a network.
Yeah, this is going to be huge, Mike. Ask me a question. I'm like chomping at the bit to answer. Mike's got me so excited. Can you hear the excitement in his voice?
Hey, I can hear excitement in all your voices and the excitement in the audience. It's like, all this teeth right here. It's just, you guys are just hungry, and so am I. So let's go ahead and feed the curiosity about definitely Miami TV. And I've seen that. And this is definitely Miami TV. And I'd love to hear more about it.
100%. So I started out, like I said, I started out doing Facebook Live videos, and then from there, somebody introduced me to Michael when he was at the Beach Channel. He was like, let's do a show, yo. And we did a show, and then I kept on saying, well, we should do this, and we should do that. And he would just look at me like, okay, there, let's do it. Because nobody else would say the things that I was saying. And it was, he said, we got to turn this into a network. I'm like, yeah, let's do it. And he was like, okay. And then I just kept on pushing it. And now, in the past month, some people just took the quarantine period and just sat on their couch, ate potato chips, eat Doritos and got fat. We sat at the computer for, probably 14 to 16 hours a day developing content. We developed a relationship with Roku and Apple TV, and now we're developing one with Amazon Fire. This network is 100% about Miami, by people from Miami, and it's about things that we all do as people that live here in Miami. It's the next Bravo TV. Mark my words.
Okay, well, definitely mark your words right there. And before we talk more about definitely Miami TV, and tell us how you got started, Ronnie, in the TV business as well, too, and, how you got on.
So, I am originally from New York, if you can't tell by my accent.
Mm-hmm.
I'm from New York, but I happen to speak Spanish, and I worked in finance. I worked for a huge bank. I was an executive vice president in Manhattan, and I had an opportunity to move down here to start up one of their divisions down here. So I came down here, and I was doing really, really well working in banking. I mean, I was making really good money and living a fantastic lifestyle here on the beach. And I started doing it. To me, people say, how'd you go from doing Facebook Live videos to being on NBC within 2 years? And I said, well, isn't that the way that it happens? Don't you figure something out? Don't you work hard at it? I bought all the, the production company that we have. I bought all the equipment for it. And we just kept on picking up employees that can go out and shoot and edit and everything else. And we just put a really good product together. And to me, I think that it's in life, you either talk about doing something or you actually do it. And that's all I did. I just did it, and that's it,
Mm-hmm. And it sounds amazing, too, how you guys came together. And what was that one moment that precisely influenced you into getting into, say, Facebook Live, doing TV, definitely Miami TV? What was that one moment that just says, I am definitely going to do this? This is my moment.
So the first time that Michael and I shot together, we were in Wynwood, which for those people that don't know what Wynwood is an area in here that has been built up over the past 10 years. It's like an artist colony. So it's got a lot of spray paint, a lot of graffiti. It's the art hub of Miami. And it's kind of been built out of, as Art Basel has become more and more popular, Wynwood has grown. Wynwood it's as big as what, South Beach once was. And we're there and we're shooting. So we had 2 camera guys, a sound guy, a PA, Michael, and me. And we're shooting, and there was just a crowd of people. If you haven't noticed, I'm very excitable when I talk.
I could tell.
Just me alone when I'm talking, people usually just stop and say, "Oh, is this guy on drugs or is he just crazy? Never done a drug in my life, and I'm obviously crazy." So we're sitting there, we're filming. So we have the small film crew. Michael's directing, and there was a crowd of people that just gathered around us, watching us film and watching me do take after take after take till we got it right. And I was like, I like this. This is fun. And from there, it's just that's it, man. It just snowballed right from there.
It sounds like you guys got a good thing going. And who are some of your favorite artists and singers, and also some actors and celebrities that you grew up with or watching?
Ooh, wow. Well, listen, I'm from New York, the birthplace of hip hop. So to me, one of my favorite interviews was DMC from the rap group, the Godfathers of Rap, Run DMC. But I've interviewed everybody. I've interviewed Vanessa Williams. When Sports Illustrated Swimsuit comes in here, we have a contract with them. All of the models from Sports Illustrated Swimsuit, they all know me. Rob Gronkowski, we hang out with all the time. It's just one of those things. Miami's it's a big city, but it's a very small city. So once you're in with that inner circle, then that's it. You're in, and you know everybody.
Mm-hmm. And it sounds like it as well, too. We'll talk more about definitely Miami TV and where can we find what's coming up. But first, listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking for a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at Facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, Apple, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Also follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with Michael Honab, with the award-winning producer and 4-time Emmy Award winner here on the Mike Wagner Show, and he's collaborating with Ronnie Eith of Definitely Miami TV and distribute content through NBC and the Beach Channel and Definitely Miami TV. And it talks about the lifestyle and what's it like in Miami. And I guess you can just ask as well, too, besides the lifestyle, what are some of the things that you plan on focusing on, like, say, with anything historical, like any trendy restaurants, nightclubs, or anybody like that? And, besides being a lifestyle, it's like, what are some specifics you guys plan on focusing on? And, Michael, you can join in also.
Yeah, so basically we want to be the eye to Miami. If you go anywhere around the world and you say you live in Miami Beach, people automatically get excited and can imagine what you've seen there, the beautiful palm trees, the women, everything that goes along with it. It's the magic city. So with each show, we're going to capture Miami to the fullest, And even I have a show called The Making of Miami, where I talk about the Calusa Indians, who were the first people that occupied Miami, and then how they fled to Cuba and then later come back during the Cuban exile. So it goes into the whole history of Miami. So not only do we want to educate people, we want to give people the South Beach fitness, have the wellness, and we want to have the sports, the fitness, everything that goes with Miami. Everything that you could think of Miami, we're going to capture.
Oh, wow. So, yeah. Okay, go ahead, Ronnie. I'm sorry.
No, I think, that's the first time I heard Michael say that we're going to be the eye to Miami. And I always say that we don't want to show the parts of Miami that every tourist knows about. We're trying to show the best of food, fashion, fitness, and events, that not everybody knows about. We want to show from the 5-star restaurant right down to the 87-year-old Cuban grandmother, making some medianoche and making up some cafecito that's going to, keep you wide awake for 4 days. we want to show the secret places and the places that maybe tourists don't really know about. So when people all over the world are tuning in, they're going to say, wow, that was really cool. So we're going to show the best places, but then we have an all-star lineup of talent that we already started to shoot some content with, and we're lining up shows, which is going to be just absolutely phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a show with Indulge Magazine, which is owned by the Miami Herald, and that will be hosted by Jenny Star Perez, the daughter of the Grammy Award-winning Latin singer Rudy Perez.
Mm-hmm.
We have Moda Miami, hosted by the owner of Planet Fashion, which is an international show. Then we have The Walk Star with Eleanor Ho. She shows people how to use a walk and the whole lifestyle of eating well and everything around it. And then we have Swarm, which is a event agency in Wynwood, and it caters to the younger generation, things that are happening in art and culture.
And then we're doing a show. We already shot a couple episodes with Mark the Shark, who is the most world-renowned shark fisherman. He runs a huge charter fishing business out here, and he puts a video on Instagram, and he's getting 100, 200,000 views on it. And now we're doing the show with him, and he's really interesting because he's 100% from Miami. He takes tourists or locals out on these fishing charters. They catch 10, 12-foot sharks. They bring it back to shore. Then he brings the sharks home, and him and his two sons, his one son who's only 4 or 5 years old, they do the autopsy on the shark, and then they report everything back to science, and then they butcher the shark, and then they bring the shark and they donate it to homeless shelters as as free food for the homeless.
Wow,
so
shark.
I mean, yeah. So when people think about Miami, they might not think about people that are doing charitable causes, and we're filming everything, the whole process of why people are going on these shark fishing trips, the actual battle of catching the shark, boating the shark, offloading the shark into the truck, doing the autopsy on it, what the shark eat, filling out all the scientific forms to send off to the vets and the shark researchers that he works very closely with. A lot of the sharks they catch, they just tag and release, and then he's got a monitor on the boat that monitors and ties into whatever the shark agency is. It's just stuff like that is just super cool, and unless you happen to come across it on social media, you really don't know about him, but he's an icon of Miami. Then we've got this behemoth of a statue of a person, Tony Thomas, that is a celebrity fitness trainer down here. He runs an organization called Beat the Gym, mm-hmm. and he does outdoor workouts for a lot of celebrities, a lot of NFL guys, a lot of NBA guys. So that's another show that we're doing. We have a contract with one of the local comedy clubs, and we're doing a live comedy. We filmed about 6 of them already, and that's going to be playing on Friday and Saturday nights at midnight. We just have so many different things because it's Miami. And of course, the show that started it all, that the namesake of the network is definitely Miami, which I'm the host of, right? This is my baby. I'm the host of. Michael produces it. And then we have a bunch of other Miami personalities that go to events, or they go to restaurants, or they go to, they do interviews with, people in their, spheres of influence. And then I kind of just tie it all together, from the beautiful, locations, different hotels is where we host each episode from. And I sit at the bar and I talk to people and I kind of navigate us through the show and what's happening on Definitely Miami.
That sounds like a really interesting project, guys. And what are some of your other plans that you have for Definitely Miami TV? You covered shark fishing. You covered all the restaurants. You talked about the 87-year-old Cuban woman. And what are some of the areas do you plan on covering as well, too? Cover like the local Miami comedians and much more. So it's like, what are some of the other subjects you plan on hitting on as well? And Mike, feel free to jump in also.
Yeah, so Mike is taking the lead on most of the big events, the most famous events, right? So South Beach Wine and Food Festival.
Yeah, so we have South Beach Wine and Food. We have Art Basel, which we do a documentary for each year. We're in partnership with Design Miami, which also owns the Design District here in Miami, where all the big labels are, Louis Vuitton, Hermes, Prada, you name it. So we're looking to do lots of things. The major thing is once we get this going and we take over Miami, it'll probably take a couple weeks and then we'll own Miami.
So modest. He's so modest.
And then our plan is to go everywhere. You know, we're gonna do definitely Paris, definitely LA, definitely New York.
Oh, wow.
Definitely North Dakota.
Hey, you guys are welcome to come, and definitely Miami TV. This sounds like you guys are going to branch into, like you said, definitely New York, definitely Chicago, definitely Los Angeles, and or you guys can just check on the whole world. I think you got a great franchise going. That's what it sounds like. And where can we find definitely Miami TV at?
Yeah, so we're going to be our tentative launch date is August 1st, which will be launching on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. You can always find us online at definitelymiami.tv. And you can find us also on Instagram at Definitely Miami, at Definitely Miami 305. I'm sorry, at Definitely Miami TV.
All right, that's fantastic. We'll talk more about Definitely Miami, what's coming up for you guys. But first, listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking for a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 10% for first order. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on themikewagnershow.com. You can check our Facebook page at facebook.com/the Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, Apple, over 25 podcast platforms. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Also follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with award-winning producer Michael Honab from Miami, along with Ronnie Eith of Definitely Miami TV here on the Mike Wagner Show, talking about the wonderful upcoming program itself and where's it going to take to, and partnership with NBC, the Beach Channel, and a lot more. And just to make sure we get everybody tuned in and everything else. What do you guys have planned coming up for 2020 and beyond, and what can we expect from this year and beyond?
Well, I know that we are going to be submitting our film, The Making of Miami, to the Emmys, and then in October, after we're nominated, we'll have a big event on what we want to do with this network. Not only is it a streaming channel, but we want it to be very incorporated into the community. So I've done my history, and a lot of the movie studios that came to Miami before LA and try to create a Hollywood here. So what we're going to do is create our own Hollywood through this channel. And we're going to have red carpet premieres for our films. We're going to have events for each show. We're going to treat each host as a big star, a big influencer as they are. And we're going to really make Miami, shine, because it's a great place. We get sunshine all year round. It's like Hollywood. Mm-hmm. And we're going to make Hollywood for Definitely Miami.
and Ronnie, what do you guys have coming up for 2020 and beyond? Ronnie, let's hear from your end.
Yeah, so as if what we said isn't enough, I was kind of caught flat-footed on the question, but it's good that I take really good notes, because Michael and I have been having so many meetings and trying to develop ideas. I just have a whole list of shows that we're going to develop. So what we're concentrating is directly what's in front of us right now. So the 6 to 8 shows that we're starting with, we're concentrating on that. And then we have another level of 6 to 8 shows that we're going to be working on, that are going to have, like Michael said, very, very Miami-centric personalities. For example, battle rap is really big down here. So we're gonna, we've already filmed some battle raps in the past. And we're going to take that with their interviews and make half-hour specials out of it. There's a friend of mine who's an emergency room doctor, Italian guy from Brooklyn, who's an emergency room doctor down here, does a show on social media every Tuesday night called Cooking with Al. He's an Italian guy, cooks all Italian dishes, has a tremendous following. That's the next thing we're going to develop. And then there's a whole bunch of other content producers down here that produce really good content. And Michael and I have had some conversations with them. They produce really good content, like 3 or 4 minutes of content, but there's no continuity to it. Mm-hmm. So we're going to work with them to take what they already have, their body of work or what they're doing, and curate it and cultivate it to make, a good 30-minute show out of it, and then also bring sponsors in, because right now they're making content because they enjoy it, but they're not monetizing it, or they really don't have the capability to bring it to a larger audience. So what we're able to do in my business end is we're able to bring in sponsors or bring in corporate partners, that could, make their audience huge and allow us to have a full, production team to help get their content structured and stretched out to the full 30 minutes to engage viewers on a bigger platform.
That is fantastic, guys. Looking forward to what you have, and just a couple more things with Michael Honab and Ronnie Eith. Who do you guys consider biggest influences in your careers?
My parents. If my parents didn't push me, I don't know where I'd be. So I give a shout out to my mother and father and God and Mother Nature.
So, I would, this is, I'm a big fan of Joe Rogan and Bert Kreischer. Joe Rogan has the #1 podcast, just signed a $100 million contract. I'm sure in your business you're well aware of this. Mm-hmm. And, there was a podcast that they did about a year ago where Bert Kreischer had spoken about how Joe Rogan gave him advice. Bert was on a couple of different shows on the Travel Network, and Joe Rogan basically told him, don't sign a contract, because you sign a contract, they own you, and you won't be able to go out and do anything else. And, like I said, I was on NBC, and NBC kept on pushing me. I had a couple episodes on them of my show, and they kept pushing me to sign a contract. And I kept on wondering why they were pushing me to sign a contract. And, looking back on it, I'm glad that I was listening to these podcasts and watching Joe Rogan and listening to some of the advice that he was giving to other people in his position on his podcast. Because his big thing is that, the way technology is today, if you've got enough, determination and inspiration and perspiration, you can do basically anything that you want to do without having to go to a big studio. If I had signed a contract with NBC, I wouldn't be sitting here on a radio show with you, Mike, right now, and developing my own network. And this is, listen, bottom line, this is the next Bravo TV. This is a $100 million network, and I know it. And if I had signed that contract for a little bit of money that NBC wanted to pay me, you know what, I'd be sitting okay with getting a nice paycheck every month, but I wouldn't be following my dream right now.
Mm-hmm. And that's a very good point as well, too. And what's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point besides what you guys talked about earlier?
Man, I would say the best advice is just, keep, no matter what, whatever you wanted to do when you were a kid. It's funny because when I was a kid, I used to make a lot of movies, with the little VCR camera. Mm-hmm. I used to make a lot of movies. And then, I went into the banking world because that's what everybody went to school with. That's what they did. Everybody in my family, that's what they did. In my family, you were cops or firemen, you went into banking. I went into banking. I didn't want to go into, civil service. And, but I remember as a kid, I always wanted to be, in a performer or be in TV or the movies. Mm-hmm. I forgot all about that until a couple of years ago, until the God had awoken in me. So my advice is whatever you wanted to be as a kid, make sure you're paying your bills, but follow whatever it is that you wanted to be as a kid.
Mm-hmm. And that's very true. And Michael, what's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point as well?
You just have to focus on your passion. You have to see what, what makes you happy and go with it, as long as it doesn't hurt anybody.
Oh, my goodness. That's a great thing. And Michael and Ronnie, just want to say a big thanks for your time getting on the show. And looking forward to have you both on, one of you, both of you. And you guys were great. You guys have been fantastic. And once again, tell us about your upcoming projects, what's your website, how do people contact you, and where can people check out Definitely Miami and more?
All right, so once again, you could find us, August 1st, we're launching Roku TV, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. If you don't have those devices, then you can find us online at definitelymiami.tv and also on Instagram at definitelymiamitv. Can't be any easier than that.
That is good to remember. Michael Honab and Ronnie Eith, once again, a big thank you for your time. You guys have been fantastic. Looking forward to having you again soon. Do us a favor, keep us up to date. Love you have back on in 2020 and beyond. You guys have been both fantastic.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Sonic Web Studios specializes in custom web design, app development, social networking, search engine optimization, domain registration, email marketing, online stores, and more. Since our birth, we have been designing and developing immaculate websites and providing web solutions which are a cut above the rest. As a leading web designing enterprise, we have a team of extremely talented web designers who are well-focused and have the experience of working on multiple web developing platforms such as PHP, Magento, custom WordPress, and more. Sonic Web Studios has been helping businesses of all kinds, whether big, small, established, or startup, impress their audiences with exemplary web solutions. We don't just create beautiful and functional websites. We give you a complete online solution with the main goal of enhancing your yearly revenues. We aim to give your business the online exposure and brand acknowledgement that will help you in achieving increased conversions leading to profitable sales. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Thanks for listening to the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, YouTube, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and themikewagnershow.com. Please support our program with your donations at themikewagnershow.com. Join us again next time for another great episode of The Mike Wagner Show.